Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Berea City Council meeting, Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. I'll call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please let the record reflect that a quorum is present. This time I'll call on Council Member John Payne to lead us in the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. John.
Thank you. In lieu of an invocation, I would like to promote a 60-second silent prayer or reflection beginning now. Thank you. Now, if everyone will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve by Steve
I'll
Tuttle?
second.
Second by Katie Startzman. Any discussion on the motion to approve the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion to approve the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. The motion carries and the agenda is approved. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our July 1 meeting. Is there a motion to approve by John Payne? Is there a second?
Second.
By Katie Startzman. Is there any discussion on the motion to approve the minutes? Seeing none, I'll request a voice vote. All in favor of the motion to approve the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is public comment. We do not have anybody signed up for public comment. Thank you, Robin. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 13-2025, Procurement Code, Ferrisdown Community Development Block Grant. Mr. Gilbert.
I will summarize Resolution 13-2025 by title. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Berea, Kentucky, relating to the Kentucky Community Development Block Grant Procurement Code for the Berea Ferristown Community Center Project Community Development Block Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. And is there a motion to approve and adopt? By Steve Cottle. Is there a second? By John Payne. Is there any discussion on the motion to approve resolution number 13-2025? Sean, anything we need to add or discuss from your perspective?
No, I just would just add that this is another one of the normal procedures that we would have to go through to apply for those community development block grant funds. And we're just saying that we are willing to follow the procurement code, and that's about all.
Okay, there is a motion to approve and adopt resolution number 13-2025. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. The motion carries and resolution number 13 is approved and adopted. The next item on the agenda is department head reports. Would any of the department heads like to address the council? Jason Hayes, our police chief. Jay, I'll recognize you for your report.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council, City Administrator. I just wanted to take a minute to recognize Ken Puckett. He's retiring at the end of this month, for those of you who don't know. So he's got a little over 2 weeks left. I asked Ken to be here tonight. I said, I'm going to honor you a little bit and talk about some of your achievements. And he's like, oh, no, I think he's got 1 foot out the door already. So he declined to be here tonight. But I just want to take a minute to honor him. So Ken Puckett has served Berea for 24 years. He started February of 2001. And as I said, he's retiring this month. Some of his accomplishments as a patrol officer, Ken was a dare officer, one of our first dare officers, bike patrol, and a field training officer. He was promoted in December of 2009 to sergeant. In that capacity, he served as a field training supervisor. 2 years later, 2011, Ken was promoted to lieutenant. In that capacity, he served as a shift commander for another 2 years. In January of 2013, Ken was promoted to captain. He served as a captain for over 12 years for our department. In that time, he's worked on, I'm going to name a few things, but Captain Ken has done a lot of things for our city and for our department, but just a few of the things. He worked on policy, purchases, event coordination and approval, threat assessments within the community, supervision of all shift commanders, and he worked with command staff on planning and direction of the department for many years. 2 years ago, Captain was assigned to the administrative captain position, which is over narcotics and detectives and street crimes and canines. In that position, he implemented a lot of changes that helped the direction of that division. So I want to thank Captain Puckett for his years of service here for our city and for our department. Ken is one of those guys, very high integrity, very high character. I looked up to him as a patrol officer in my entire career, so very much appreciate him. We're going to miss him, and we just want to thank him for his service. So thank you for letting me do that.
Thank you, Jay. Any other department heads would like to address the council? All right, seeing none, we'll move forward to the city administrator's report. And I'll recognize City Administrator Sean Sandlin.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. I also want to take just a second to thank Captain Puckett for his service to our city and more than that, our citizens that he has served over the years. To go along with that, I want to also thank some people that was involved in the Crafts Festival this weekend. It was a great event. Our numbers was down slightly, but I think the event overall was successful. Some of the people that was involved in that is Danny Gift, which coordinated all of the efforts this year. She done an excellent job with that. All of our tourism staff, our public works, our codes department worked that event. Our Berea Volunteer Fire Department worked the first aid during that festival. And Jade was involved in parking and shuttling of the guests. I also helped with that shuttling of the guests Saturday, and you had seen a lot of appreciation from those people that, was in the field and getting shuttled up. They was really expressing their feelings of how grateful they was for that service. So I think that's one thing that we took away from everything was really key to having a successful event. Not alone, only we had 107 total vendors and 7 food vendors, so 114 total things that could be looked at out there. 28 new vendors, so that was kind of impressive. I thought that was a big number. So I think overall the vendors was happy with the purchases that they was making, having sold. So yeah, just want to thank everybody that was involved in that. And I might have missed somebody, and if I did, I apologize, but it was a very successful event. I'll take any questions if you have.
All right, questions or comments for Sean? Seeing none, thank you, Sean. Good report. We'll move forward to mayor's comments, and I did have the Craft Festival on my list as well, Sean, because that takes a lot of work and a lot of coordination from a lot of people, city staff, volunteers, and certainly Danny Gift. Danny did a really good job. She's coordinated from the jump and did an outstanding job getting that pulled off. The Berea Craft Festival is one of our signature events in the city. Something that we all look forward to each year, and it's one of the biggest draws for bringing people into town to discover Berea or to welcome people back. When I was out on Friday morning to get it opened up on 10 o'clock, at 10 o'clock we had the 2 different lines, and both of them were lined up almost all the way down the parking lot, one for the credit card line, one for the cash line. people were patient, and they were eager but patient to get in and to be able to participate. Sean mentioned the new vendors, and we did have a lot of new vendors this year. And one of the things that I was asked to do the first year, and I've kept doing it, was to go around and welcome all the new vendors. And it's been really nice from my standpoint to get to those new folks to kind of see how the craft festival changes. You know, you have people that have been there for years and years, and it's kind of mixed in with the new artists and the new craftspeople. And it's nice to see how that kind of ebbs and flows and changes over the years. But this one worked out very, very good, and I think I might have jinxed it because I told the vendors, I said, every year we have, at least one of the days, we'll have a big rain, and sure enough, by the time I left on Friday, here it came. So I think I got to blame for the rain. But again, I enjoyed it personally, and am grateful for everybody that was involved in making the Berea Craft Festival a success. Another thing that I wanted to report to you is I met with the new Berea Community Superintendent, Dr. Ryan Neves, last week, and had a really good meeting, kind of a introductory, get to know you. Dr. Neves is from Williamstown, so he's new to Berea, and we welcomed him, got him a little tour, and got him to meet as many people that were available, department heads and whatnot, as we gave him a little tour of City Hall. So it's nice to have him, and you know, one of the things that we came up with is it would be good to get him to one of the future council meetings where he can meet all of you and be able to give just a little update on what's happening at Berea Community and priorities for the coming year. Maybe we'll do that after August the 1st. And as I started thinking of that, I know Randy Neely is our old friend. He's been around forever, but Randy's new too. He's still relatively new in his role, and I've enjoyed working with Randy and looking at all the good things that he's doing for the county system as superintendent, and I'd maybe like to have him at a meeting in August or September as well. So just to let you all know, I haven't told them this, but that's something that I hope to try to work out over the next month. And I'll just add to Jay's comments on Ken Puckett. You know, when I think about Ken, Ken is the picture of professionalism and competence, and he's the poster child for a police officer and what they should be and how they should behave. And I too, Jay, I'll be telling him before he leaves, but publicly thank him too for his service to the city and to the citizens, and for his leadership within the department and the city. So thank you for your comments on that. That concludes my comments, and we'll move to council comments, and I'll begin with Steve Cottle.
No comment.
Okay, thank you, Steve. We'll move this side of the room and go to Teresa Centers. Teresa.
No comment.
All right. I'll move back to this side of the room and go to Cora Jane. Cora Jane.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for being here and thank Ken for all of his years of service. He's such a good guy. That's the thing. It's that he's not just a good policeman, he's just a good person. And that's what we need. I appreciate that. And that's it.
Thank you, Cora Jane. We'll come back to this side, and Katie Startzman.
Thank you. I didn't want to assume that it was going to. Just two brief things. One, I wanted to congratulate White House Clinic for the ribbon cutting of the new pediatric center that's right next to their current location. It was that was a big project, and making use of a building that was standing empty. So really a big accomplishment for them. At the ribbon cutting, Stephanie Moore, the director, shared that White House Clinic serves 1 in 5 Berea residents, which feels unbelievable. So really a key healthcare provider in our community, and I was so pleased to see that beautiful facility. And then briefly, I'm not affiliated with this organization. I just admire what they're doing and wanted to promote it. I don't know if y'all have seen anything about the Berea Pollinator Gardens, which is a group of folks who are working on putting some gardens in down close to the dog park and next to the creek and over by Stevenson Trail. And there's going to be a Music in the Garden event with some really great local performers over in the shady garden next to the creek from 4 to 7 on the 18th. So you're supposed to park over at Tilly Dog Park and then go see that really lovely garden and hear music there. I mean, what could be nicer? And it's all volunteers. So just wanted to share my appreciation for them and the work that they do. It seems like people are there working almost every day. So anyway, yeah.
Thank you, Katie. We'll move back to this side, and Ronnie Terrell. Ronnie.
I want to brag on the crafts fair this year because
it's been the safest craft fair I've seen out there at my place. And it belongs to our city employees and as well as Jade. But it was interesting because they had signs up. You couldn't miss the exit because it was 10 foot high. And last year we had problems with that. But anyway, they did a wonderful job. Our employees did. And what really got me was next morning, Monday morning, I looked out about 10 o'clock and about all the equipment was gone. And I said, I went, where's my money? I ain't got my money yet. But they did an excellent job. So you can tell them all that. Eat and enjoy.
Thank you, Ronnie. And for the last word, I don't know if he's ever got the last word, is John Payne. John.
Well, I'll try and make it count.
All right.
Go ahead and echo Cora, Jane, Katie, and Ronnie's statements because they're all worthy comments. I also want to bring up, since we're halfway through summer, Parks is working really hard to have programs, so I want to give a shout out this Thursday. They've got a Summer Swifties Social at Memorial Park, 5 p.m. Fire Truck Fridays on the 18th and 25th at 1 p.m. at the skate park. Singo on July 19th, that's a Saturday, 3 to 5 at the Folk Center. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we also have several programs happening at the library over the next few weeks, including a puppet theater, magic show, science experiments, storytelling, live animals. No, the big performances are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Plus, we also have performances up at the Richmond location. I believe those start at 10 o'clock on the same day. And lots of other programs. But, summer is fleeting. Enjoy it while you can. That's all I have, and thank you.
Thank you, John. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn by Steve Cottle and a second by Teresa Centers? All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.